Hey everyone, welcome to episode 286, Other People's Opinions. Welcome to the Harmony in the Home podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Hutchison. I'm a counselor, a life coach, and most importantly, an imperfect mom doing this work right along with you. And my goal on our podcast is to go from chaos to calm, feel less frazzled, and have more fun within your four walls to have more harmony in your home. Ooh, this is going to be a hot topic. Let me tell you what. Before I get into that, I want to talk to you about pocket coaching, which is a great way to work with me one-on-one to go over how to go from frazzled to feeling friendly with your kids, how to stop yelling, how to get them to listen, how to have more organized home, how to have more fun in your marriage, how to live with more intention in your budget, how to have consciousness in every area of your life, because I'm obsessed with helping people. So go to coachingkelly.com, go to the Work With Me tab, sign up there. We can work together on Voxer, on the go, and you'll have access to me way more than you would if we met weekly for 1 hour. So today I'm going to talk to you about other people's opinions. And this is probably where I get people hung up. I see people get hung up the most. When people go to make a change, other people's opinions stops them in their tracks because they're already scared to do the thing. And then they'll get a little comment or a little, oh, you're an old fuddy-duddy now, or oh, you're no fun anymore, or why are you changing on us? Or that's no fun. You don't want to do that. Or some type of discouragement. And they're just kind of kidding, but they're kind of being lighthearted about it. They're not being nasty about it. But when you're hearing that from 5 or 6 people, they don't realize that you're hearing it from 5 or 6 people. Like when we were going through our infertility struggles, I had 10 people a day asked me when we were going to have kids. I'm like, oh my gosh. And they didn't think they were being rude, and they weren't being rude in isolation, but they didn't realize that 9 other people were saying the same thing to me. So I either had to be like, I don't know, we're working on it. Or I had to be like Debbie Downer and be like, we're trying and we're struggling with infertility and it's not working and I'm scared. Like I had to do that, just zip their lips. And they would just do it out of casual conversation. Oh, when do you and David think you're going to have kids? I'm like, you think we haven't thought about it? You think? And I wanted to like grab them by the shoulders and shake them. But again, they didn't realize that 9 other people were saying them to me every day. Okay, maybe it wasn't 10 a day, but in my voice, in my head, I felt like it was 10 people a day. Because I was saying it to myself 100 times a day. So other people's opinions is just projection of their own stuff onto you. When you know that, then, oh, so much freedom. And it doesn't impact you as much when you know that it's just projection. So I heard this on TikTok and I had to share it with you immediately.
This is either going to click for you or it isn't. But when this clicked for me, this actually changed my life. And this is something that I think about every single day. The perception that you think people have of you is made up by you. It's not made up by them. So if you are getting dressed or if you are making any decisions with the thought or the worry or the hope or the desire of what someone else is going to think about it, and maybe you change your outfit because of what you think they'll think, and maybe you don't go to this place because of what you think they'll think. It's what you think they will think. It's not what they will think. You don't know that. And if you're worried about people, this is a whole nother thing. If you're worried about the people in your life thinking something negative about something that doesn't matter, whole nother topic. But we're talking about you cannot let yourself fall under the control of your own imagination that way in such a negative way. You made it up. So just do the thing anyway, you know?
Her name is Gracie Parker Bell. And this was from, if you want to listen to it and read the comments, because the comments sometimes are not better than the video, but they're just as good. Not always, but a lot of the times. Rachel says, people aren't thinking about you the way you're thinking about you. Alexis Rose. My father-in-law says, what other people think of you is none of your business. Ain't that the truth? And then Gracie adds on, and what you think they think is even less. Here is what I'm here to say. Our ego thinks we are all important in everybody else's life. So we think, this is the ego, which is edging God out. Our ego thinks that everyone is thinking about us, talking about us, judging us, measuring us, saying we should be doing this, you should be doing that. Okay, let's just say that they are. And then what? And then what? Okay, let them have their thoughts. However, it's just not happening because what they're thinking about is what other people are thinking about them. So the amount of brain power that you use thinking that other people are thinking about you, that other person is using that same amount of brain power in their own life, and they are thinking, what are other people thinking about me? Isn't that wild? Hannah Lee says, wait, this just changed my brain. Isn't it? It's so freeing. Robin says, I was afraid to get divorced because I thought people would think I failed. I did it anyway and found nothing but support. Best hard decision I ever made. Brooke says, always a victim to myself. So true. Ashley says, I like to remember that no one is thinking about me anyways. We're all just worrying about what other people think of us and not actually thinking of anyone else. Ashley, that's so true. I want to go have coffee with you. Someone once told me, don't compare your insides to someone else's outsides. Caitlin says, chronic people pleaser here. I needed to hear this. Now, I've talked about people pleasing a lot. And one thing to know about people pleasing is Dr. Shefali said this, and it was during a meditation session, like before we started. And I almost fell out of my meditation chair, which was just a regular chair, but there was nothing else around me. It literally knocked me almost off my axis. She said, because I'm a people pleaser in recovery. Like I still have bouts of it. I'm on the continuum for sure. But like I used to be really like my 20s and 30s. Oh my goodness. I was like a lapdog. Please me. People pleaser. Please affirm me. She said, people pleasers are users. I was like, what? I thought people pleasing was like a noble Mother Teresa thing. That she's like, no, people pleasers are users. They are using other people to affirm their worthiness and their value. And they're using other people as their pawn to get what they want. So they're usually drawn towards narcissists because narcissists are getting their feed off feeling needed and valued. And then they take advantage of the people pleaser. And then the people pleaser gets their hit of dopamine that they're feeling like, oh, I'm going to fix this person and I'm going to make this person better and I'm going to please them. And then so narcissists and people pleasers usually end up together and they're both using each other. And I was like, wait, I thought narcissists were the villain and people pleasers were the victim. And I was the people pleaser, so I was the victim. And she's like, no, you're both the villains in the story. I was like, what in the world? My brain, my prefrontal cortex fully formed when she said that. So when you know that you're using other people to get that hit of worthiness and value, then that's why your life might feel like it's like this bucket that has holes in it because you get that compliment or you get that affirmation for your boss or your spouse or your kids or your loved ones or your friends or your family or your person on the PTO, and you get that hit of like worthiness and goodness, and then you need it more and you need it more, and you're like addicted to it because you have holes in your bucket. Your holes in your bucket, dear Liza. There's a hole in your bucket, dear Liza. There's a hole because you're using other people, and it's just temporary affirmations, just temporary fixes of worthiness and value. And then you're always going and acting like a beggar, like I was in my 20s and 30s, getting your value and worthy from external people and external validation from outside sources or outside projects or outside people. And they can never do it. It's not their job, and they can't do it even if they wanted to. Because there's always going to be a hole when you're living your life from out to the in versus like Kyle C says, living your life from the in to the out. And then you give it to yourself, and then anything else is extra credit. It's cherry on top. It's the gravy on the mashed potatoes. And then guess what happens? When you teach it to yourself, you can teach it to your kids because you're modeling and embodying it for them. They pick up on it, and that's how they know. That's all they know. That's their new normal. And you save them so much suffering because you catch yourself in your own suffering. And then you break those bad habits and you teach them how to do the same. And then everybody has more harmony in the home. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Hey, mamas, thanks for listening. If you had any ahas, clicks, or those lightning bolt moments while listening, you have to check out my free parenting bootcamp, where we take all of this to the next level and we try to create even more awakenings for ourselves so that we can connect more with our kids and never yell at them again. You can sign up at www.coachingkelly.com. And if you really want to fill up my love cup, send me an email of what your aha was, what your click was, what was that lightning bolt moment while you were listening. I want nothing more in life than for you to have harmony in your home and to learn how to be an imperfect mom like me, which allows your kids to be imperfect too, each and every day. Thanks for listening.